Do we have our topics ready? How are we going to introduce it?
Yeah, we'll probably go straight. We'll talk about the week or. Oh shit, are we streaming right now?
Yeah, wait, I just saw PFC go live.
Yeah, we're live now, I guess.
What?
Did you hit live, Faith?
No, I didn't click live.
Who clicked live? Are we live?
Yeah, we're live.
I just saw PFC
Good job, buddy.
Hey,
I didn't click live. I think someone else clicked live on the channel.
What's up, every nibba?
We're live, you fucking dumbass.
God damn it.
Good job. You mind throwing the link to this thing?
I guess that's the problem having.
Yeah.
I think
look
someone
at that.
tried to
We're
preview the
live.
stream again. And since it's already previewing, it just went live.
I guess here I'm gonna drop a link in fucking podcast chat. Yeah, we're totally fucking live. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the fucking PFC Podcast. You know, the pre-podcast, 'cause we shouldn't be fucking live yet. Fuck that shit.
Yeah, we're just.
Fucking Sheldon is in the chat.
Oh my god.
Everyone call Sheldon a fucking
I
retard.
thought
Yeah,
Sheldon was going to bed.
He has community service, which we'll get into shortly here. But what's up, guys? Welcome to the PFC Podcast, sponsored by Razer. If it ain't Razer Blades and you're doing it wrong,
Well, get the fuck out of
wait,
here.
whoa. So
Fuck
like the
that.
scooters? So like the scooters?
yeah, it's
I love
exactly
Razer
like the
scooters.
scooters. Anyways, guys, I'm your host with the most, Phantom Eliminus. You can call me either. It's not and, it's just or. I'm here with the usual crew with a slight variation. We're rolling with half B squad, half A team. We got Corpulent Brony with us. We got Fatty,
Sup, faggots.
Brace,
Yo, what's up, man?
and the two rejects that barely made it on because Sheldon didn't want to be on, Renrick and Theo.
It's me,
What up?
Theo!
Theo, the black nigger.
Or is Maury here too? I thought I heard.
Nah, Maury's not
Jewish.
here.
No, Maury ain't coming because...
I thought I heard shekels, kind of shaking in someone's pockets there, yeah.
Off in the distance, you can hear the jingling.
Implying I don't have the most shekels.
Anyways, there's a bunch of drama that we were gonna get into about BabsCon and different stuff like that. But I figured we should explain why Sheldon isn't here. And the reason why Sheldon isn't here is because Sheldon is a dumbass, and you should all report his latest video for false advertisement saying he would be at BabsCon because he wasn't. Unfortunately, Sheldon he likes to do crimes, but he's not very good at it. And he keeps getting caught. So this idiot tried sneaking Schedule 1 drug from Canada into the States, and he got caught. And unfortunately, or fortunately, he only got a slap on the wrist. He's got probation, for a year, and he's got to do community service. So we don't know how often we'll see Sheldon. Unfortunately,
Probably never see him again for a
year. Yeah, he's got 500 hours, I believe, of community service.
To complete.
That's a lot of hours, mate.
Yeah, and so we'll not be seeing him probably for a bit unless he decides to stay up later and still work the community service.
And definitely not at a convention.
Yeah, definitely not at a convention in the States.
Yeah, do not expect to see Sheldon at a United States convention for the next 5 years.
Yeah, he
because
can't. And that's when he can. That's when he can even apply for pardon. That's if everything goes completely smooth.
That's if he brown noses his fucking probation off.
Wait, Faith, him smooth? You mean with his bent ass dick? Ain't
Yeah.
gonna happen, dude. He's gonna get caught somewhere again.
Crooked ass nose.
I mean, his fucking Allen Wrench penis, he could, make some sick IKEA beds, but aside from that, he just doesn't have much going for him.
I mean, he really doesn't have anything going for him.
Yeah. You see, this is what happens, kids, when you try to be a drug mule. It doesn't work out for you.
Yeah, kids, maybe
Plus,
after...
this
And then the TSA has to play hide the salami with you.
Man, this isn't Sheldon's first time failing in dealing drugs.
Not even failing at dealing drugs, just getting away with a crime. Like, the next 5 to 10 minutes is just gonna be us roasting the shit out of our dear friend
2 years
Sheldon.
ago, like in fucking 2015 BronyCon, like he tried to come across with a felony without a waiver and all that other shit.
Yeah, and so he just ended up wasting money because 2 lawyers told him, "Hey, this isn't gonna fly." And he tried to do it anyways. He knew the risk, right? Okay, fair enough. You knew the risk. But then he didn't just go, all right, jig's up, they caught me, whatever, I'll go home, I'll eat that payment that I spent on the flight and the hotel room.
Like $1,000+ bucks.
He decides to try to lie to the TSA.
Yeah, he lies to the TSA and is like, oh yeah, no, that's I didn't do any of that shit, and then refused to give his fingerprints or some shit like that.
And when they figured out he was lying, they were interrogating the shit out of him, like, why are you lying to us? Because now it makes you look even more guilty.
Yep.
How long did you spend at that fucking airport again?
Hours. It was...
He was there for a long time.
Yeah.
I remember him going into chat the next day, being like, "Fuck it, god damn it, fuck!"
Yeah, he was pissed. Hey guys, be sure to like the video if you are watching, by the way. Go ahead and smash that like button.
Like button.
Smash that like button like YouTube parents smash their kids.
By the way, Sheldon, the guy who we're talking about, the guy who started all of this and the reason why we're all friends and why we're all talking.
Oh, bullshit. He didn't do crap. Sheldon does nothing.
He fucking started this whole thing. Come on.
Nope, he literally started nothing. That lazy bastard couldn't fucking start his own car if he wanted to.
God damn it.
Ah, shit.
Buffering 8 hours or so. Yeah, he says he was there for 8 hours.
Yeah, okay.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, what?
Fucking hours. Fuck that shit.
How many hours does Sheldon have to do a week of community service?
Well, I don't know.
Hours?
A week.
So
500 total.
So he said he works during the week, and he said he's probably going to just end up doing 8-hour days on the weekends to do his community service. So I'm assuming he's going to be doing 8 hours on Saturday, 8 hours on Sunday to cover it.
He'll be done in less than a year at that rate.
I love that name, by the way. I clop to MOP porn. Smash the like button by the pussy.
Hey, so Sheldon, have you learned your fucking lesson yet?
He has not.
Or have you? Or are you just gonna continue being a fucking retard?
I mean, clearly he hasn't, because he robbed the Best Buy, and then he lied to TSA a whole bunch of years later.
Now he's
and
smuggling
then he fucking
class
tried
1
smuggling
fucking drugs.
Yeah, it's
I really did not expect him to be this fucking stupid. Like, this is fucking terrible.
You should at this point.
I mean,
He
no,
was
that's
just
the thing.
He says
I
no,
literally-
he didn't learn his lesson.
Like, literally, when I fucking saw the post, the tweet, that came from his fucking dad that Corp linked, I was just like, oh, alright, makes sense. It's Sheldon.
It's fucking I was like, God fucking damn it. I was genuinely worried. I thought something unfortunate happened.
We all thought he fucking
I
died.
call him like...
We all thought,
I knew he got caught, but I thought I was more concerned with, okay, he probably got caught. What's the damage?
I thought he got fucking
though?
detained. I thought there was some terrible misunderstanding or something. Even when he was cleared, I thought something went wrong with the bureaucracy or whatever. No, it turns out he was trying to play the discount drug mule and got fucked over for it.
See,
Fucking Sheldon, god damn it.
This is why you gotta make sure all the pills are the same size.
This is why
They
you
got
should
him
have
by
shoved them up your
swabbing,
ass.
because he was touching them before, and I guess residue or something.
No.
Did you even wash your hands, you stupid?
No, they said they saw a discrepancy in the thing because he already made it through security and shit like that. But then when they were scanning through his bags, because he went to check one of his bags, they saw a discrepancy in his
But they're not-
medication.
Yeah, but like Corp said, like it's not uncommon for people to carry different pills in one bottle. Corp said most likely they did use the dog or they swabbed.
Well, yeah.
Those dogs. The thing is, those canine units are generally bomb units, not drug.
No, they have drug dogs.
Not in a customs area.
Yeah,
Not in a customs
area.
area.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
I'm
have
sorry. In
drug
a customs area, they are drug ones.
Yeah. He would have
Yeah.
been going through a customs area.
So they
that-
probably saw the discrepancy, brought in the dogs, had him sniff it out, and been like, "Oh, yep, that's a class 1 drug."
You're a retard.
Yep, because they said they tested it too.
Or they got those the wipes like they do with the bombs, but they can detect
Oh,
drugs.
yeah.
They don't use those in the U.S. apparently.
Those are the ones that change color,
But
right?
they do use them in different countries, huh?
Those are the ones that change color,
No.
I think.
No, they're fucking. You wipe down the thing, and it picks up the tiny little molecules, and you put it in the machine, and it will actually do a molecular analysis to figure out if there's a substance that's prohibited. It's the same way the
shit.
explosive detectors work, only it's keyed to.
Oh, you mean those dry swabs that they
Yeah.
use?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I got dry swabbed once. Probably
in
because
most-
I think I had like a gunpowder residue or something on me.
I'm pretty sure the U.S. only uses them for explosives, but foreign countries, it's very common, like Canada, Australia, Great Britain, to use them for drugs. They give a lot of false positives, though.
Oh no, mine was like for gunpowder or whatever.
For what?
'Cause I was at the range the other.
Yeah, gunpowder was. Oh, yeah, that'll set that shit off.
Oh, I mean, yeah, you got fucking gunpowder.
You know, before we jump.
I mean, no,
into
they didn't. They let me through. Like there was no
Yeah,
issue.
yeah.
They just asked me.
But they
Like, oh, I
detected-
was at the range.
Before
Yeah, but
we
they-
go
yeah, they
on
detected
to,
it.
to like BabsCon shit, I actually did find another gun that I wanted to buy. And let me know what you guys think about this one. But I'm thinking
You're
about
too young.
getting the FNP90.
No,
You're only like 12 years old.
90?
you have absolutely
I'm in
no use
America.
for that kind. You have no use for that kind of rifle.
But it's aesthetically, as well, wouldn't be right, but it's aesthetically pleasing. Definitely, it's historic. It's something that's iconic in both gaming, movie, and in actual use.
I don't know.
You
You
but
don't know how to
P90
maintain a
though,
piece
is
like that. Get some
Isn't that gun in
experience
GoldenEye?
first.
What?
Is it in GoldenEye?
Yes, it's actually
Yeah.
that was its first debut was in GoldenEye.
Oh yeah.
At least in I believe, yeah, no, actually I believe in both gaming and movies. It was GoldenEye. I know Outlaw.
I feel like you just got edited and
Classic, dude. Props.
What you got edited and edited?
Yeah, like where the fuck did this come from?
Well, we're talking about gunpowder and guns.
Oh,
Yeah,
Literally-
see, there was a
literally-
connection. That's literally what I said.
That's
before
not
we
a
move
connection.
on.
Literally, Rendrick fucking mentions gunpowder, and then Faith is like, "Oh, hey guys, before we go on to the BabsCon bullshit, let me talk about my gun."
How do
Oh.
you not see the connection there?
Well, I mean, okay,
Never.
any excuse to talk about GoldenEye is a good excuse as far as I'm concerned.
He
That's a
wasn't
great
talking
game.
about GoldenEye. He was just talking about a fucking shitty ass classic gun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I mean-
where it first debuted to the general audience. The FN was not picked up by the by any one nation as the main gun. I believe it was NATO that was. They did not actually pick it up. They picked up.
I mean,
multiple
the
different ones.
retarded transition notwithstanding, like any excuse to talk about GoldenEye is a good excuse.
Oh, it's not a bad transition.
I don't know. That was pretty.
How
sketchy.
is you're talking about gunpowders being at the gun
That-
range,
no, but
and then
you
I
see-
bring up something to
No.
do with guns? How
So
is that
he was-
not a
he was
bad
going-
transition?
Segueing into a relevant point of discussion.
Break it up, guys. Let's move on to the next topic.
No, you see, I gotta.
No, you see, listen, we're on a clock, mate.
Limit. I don't.
We
what do you
have
mean on a
plenty
clock?
of time.
Fine, you
Yeah,
get 2
seriously.
minutes. You get 2 minutes to duke it
we
out.
have blown all of 5 minutes right
Oh,
now. You don't
my.
know
Oh
that.
yeah, exactly. That's 5 minutes too many. on this bullshit.
Ladies, you're all speed.
No, Rendrick, I'm saying on the actual podcast so far, we've only been live for like 5 minutes. Or
What are
like,
you
We've been
talking
live-
about? It's
we've
been
been live
12.
for 12. Yeah, we've been live for 12.
Where do you get 5 from?
I'm just looking at my regular clock, alright?
Your
I'm
regular
looking-
clock is wrong.
No.
Whatever.
because
Point
we
is, we
started
started 5
before
minutes
9:30,
early, so for all intents and purposes, we're more or less 8 minutes behind.
Yeah, we started before 9:30, dude.
We're
I'm going
still, we're
live
still not
at
going.
9:30.
We're not going any longer. We're just gonna go the regular time. If we
Until
happen to
10:30,
go
right.
longer, then sure. So, anyways, are we gonna go ahead and get into this Babs dramas?
Oh yeah, this was a fucking conundrum and a half.
Oh,
And
fuck.
everyone was confused for multiple days figuring out what the fuck happened.
Even
Until
the
finally
people
shit
involved.
sort of became clear on the last day. And on Monday.
Literally the last day, within like the last couple of hours of the con. It's just
Everything
like,
just
okay.
became clear.
Like, oh hey,
That's
by the way, we're gonna
point.
tell you guys what you did wrong now.
Yeah, it's like, why the fuck didn't they list the charges first and foremost? Like,
So
Well,
let's,
do you guys give
let's
some?
take a
Let's.
step, yeah.
Can we give some
Yeah, so
background
let's
here?
go all the way back.
Background,
Let's-
because these guys probably don't know what
Corp,
we're
do you want to go over it so that? Because I'll just follow your lead on
which are we talking
here,
about?
let me
the-
start
the main
way back, though.
BabsCon drama.
So basically, what that shit entails is there was a plan that it started, I want to say like 3 or 4 months before BabsCon, even happened, and it was to steal Toon Critic's hat. And everyone was on board with it. They were like, yeah, we're gonna do this. Everyone had like some sort of idea or a plan to get it.
Well, there was actually quite a few people independently making this plan.
Oh yeah.
I know at least 3 groups I'm in that 2 of them of which I don't think you guys are really even aware of that were planning to take Toon Critic's hat. It was the thing to do. Like everyone wanted to do this.
Apparently,
And
this has been
one
the
group
thing
actually
for a
pulled it
while.
out. So.
Yeah, but apparently stealing his hat was like the thing for a while. It's like this wasn't just like all BabsCon thing. It was like people have wanted to steal his hat for a few years now.
It's a meme trophy, essentially. And one group actually did it. It was the meme. Someone actually delivered. Delivered. Got the hat. They got the prize. And unfortunately, this caused like a bunch of random, like just shenanigans to pop off, and rumors upon rumors of stuff to come about from this simple action. And I believe the hat wasn't even gone for like a day. It was gone for like...
It was 90 minutes.
90
yeah, it was gone
minutes.
for all of 90 minutes. Not even, pretty much. But yeah, so it starts out at so there was this one panel that was going on. It wasn't even really a panel. It was so BabsCon has 2 mascots. They have a good mascot called Golden Gates, and they have a bad mascot called Quake. And basically, there's this whole meme thing that goes on where they do like a voting thing. It's like, oh, pick your favorite mascot, yada yada. The dumb bullshit like that. So Quake has this panel, or this court, so to say, where she basically just sits in the middle of this open area in the hotel, and all these autists come up, and she has like kind of like a knight's, like a king's type of court sort of thing, where you walk up to her and you like request things, ask her questions, and she does like this whole fucking thing, and she's got like this whole court of people around her and shit like that, all in costume and all in cosplay and bullshit and whatnot. So it all stems around that, where all the people from one chat had showed up there and were, basically just memeing it up really fucking hard, just being like, oh yeah, like asking Quake like fucking stupid shit about Golden Gates, being like, oh, why did Golden Gates bomb the so-and-so city and shit like that, and being like, when are we gonna deport the zebras?
I believe that was a very racist statement for people to have made in a giant crowd.
I know,
about zebras.
I know that I asked to become her meme wizard, and I did become her meme wizard. I became her personal meme magician, and I became.
Are you proud of yourself?
I'm proud.
Yeah. So I mean, there was a whole lot of spaghetti going on. There was like, just really random questions and topics, and a whole bunch of people chanting Quake did nothing wrong, Golden Gates will not divide us, that type of shit.
Yeah.
And so it was just a really big meme. And then so after that thing, she gets up and says, oh hey, because apparently the voting that they did last year was just by like the number of applause at like the end closing ceremonies, and she won hands down because everyone wanted to be a meme. So, but this year what they did is they set up these tablet stations all around the hotel, and you had to go up to them and you had to vote for which mascot you wanted to win. So she informs everyone of that, and it just so happens that one of the rooms that had these tablets in it was the arcade, which was directly behind where she held her court or whatever. So all the people from that one group, being the memers that they are and wanting Quake to win, head into the arcade so that they could all vote. And so they're all just kind of standing there, with their fucking hands on their dicks, waiting around, because the voting process takes like 2 minutes per vote because of the way that they set it up, and it's really fucking stupid. So we're all just kind of standing there and shit. And that's when 2 of said memers just happened to notice, oh hey, Toon Critic's in here, and he was playing Smash. And if you guys don't know Toon Critic, like most faggots kind of do, because he's just horrible that way, when this nibba plays Smash, he really gets into it. Like, you could try like talking to him, nudging him and shit, and this dude is just concentrated. So because he was so into it, apparently his bag and his hat were down on a bench or a chair or whatever, like behind him and like out of sight. So these 2 absolute genius memers set up this plan where one of them stood in between Toon Critic and the hat, and this dude was a little bit on the larger side, so it kind of made sense. And the smaller of the 2 dudes actually nabbed the hat. And then they both made off with it, and it was like, oh my god, nobody saw anything. Not even con staff, not even other people that were in the room, not even any of the other fucking memers from that one group. Nobody saw anything. So by the time we realized anything had happened was when Toon Critic starts walking around the arcade really frantically, like just muttering to himself, being like, yeah, where the fuck is it? Where I had it right here. I fucking put it right here. And he's like looking under tables, like flipping over like shit and whatnot, like grabbing con staff that are in the room, being like, yeah, it was here, guys. It was here. I put it right here. And he's like pointing to where his bag was. And nobody knew what had happened until we had realized, oh shit, this dude's not wearing a hat. And that's when it kind of became clear that, oh my god, they took the hat. It actually happened.
They did it actually delivered for once.
Man, fucking surprising.
I don't...
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of dramas revolving around that. Like, a few people were on Twitter talking about it. I know Toon Critic had a post with like 100 likes, which for his Twitter is like insane for his Twitter size.
Oh yeah.
Like just saying like, oh, we finally found it. Like it was made into this huge ordeal of something that only lasted like for 90 minutes. Like, can we go into some of the rumors that like happened?
Yeah. So
like how the hat got back and like how.
Okay. So one thing that happened was there's a Toon Critic cosplayer walking around, and what happened was he went to the game room in like the midst of all this. Then people saw him, and Toon Critic was like, "That's my hat!" And then security. I heard that they either tackled him or like held him down and took the hat off his head.
No, I'd say they need to tackle him. What had happened is so this dude ends up wandering in kind of like after the fact. It was like after that one whole group had already cleared out and shit. And it turns out he was just a really big Toon Critic fan. And so when he went in there, they saw him with the hat on and they were like, oh my god, hey, that hat looks really familiar to mine. So they take it off his head and they started investigating it, looking at it and shit. And they came to the really quick conclusion, nah, that's not his hat. Meanwhile, this guy's like, oh, the guys, that's not his hat, that's mine, I made it for my cosplay. But it ended up turning out he was completely cool and okay with it, so he ended up like trying to help them in their investigation. But that was like really petty drama. So where it kind of got juicy was after the so I guess the BabsCon did this like really cringy community meetup and shit, where like all the community guests kind of gather in the one open area in the hotel, so that all the fans and stuff could go up and meet their favorite content creator or whatever. So Toon Critic's kind of sitting there at one table, and there's like a whole bunch of other people sitting at other tables. Corp's there, and like just a whole bunch of other people and stuff and whatnot. And so there's this one person who I believe is what are they going by, Corp?
Marinara?
Yeah.
Marinara,
So there's this one person, Marinara, who ends up hearing about what had happened with the hat, and Marinara happens to be a friend of said Toon Critic. So Marinara gets up and spaghettis themselves across the area where the meetup was, and Marinara ends up telling Toon Critic, hey, I know said group that has your hat. And you would think at that point, it would just kind of be like, oh, okay, nothing's really gonna come or happen out of that. But Toon Critic just seemed to kind of just sit there and take it all, at base thought. But then Marinara weasels themselves over towards Meatball. And
Meatball being one of the people who took the hat.
Wait. What you're missing is that Toon Critic threatened Marinara and said he would get her boyfriend's badge pulled if she didn't give in and tell who. Yeah.
So that was at that part. I thought that was at when the hat got back.
No, it was
before.
Okay. So it was there. And so after that happens, Marinara ends up going over to Meatball and being like, hey, Toon Critic already knows who you guys are, and then gives an accurate description of both of the people that were involved. I'm not going to say because it's going to be very obvious for very clear reasons, but so yeah, Marinara ends up giving Meatball a very accurate description. Meatball freaks the fuck out, ends up calling
White bread.
No, it wasn't. Was it white bread? Right? Yeah. So it was white bread first, but white bread never picked up. So then Meatball ended up calling the other Corp. God damn it with these fucking names.
There's noodles.
No, yeah, I'm trying to keep track myself.
Yeah, I am lost. I don't know who white bread was.
You know what? Fuck it. So fuck it.
Noodles and Dago.
Oh, Dago. Yeah. So Dago. So Meatball ends up calling Dago. Dago picks up and is like, "Hey, yeah, we just ended up moving the hat from the one area that it was in to another area because the one area it was in was a room where all the people that were involved were staying at that room for the most part, and it would have been really, really obvious if they had found out. So we moved it up to a different room where they wouldn't have a clue. So, but when we get that call, this is like after like fucking Dago and Noodle had just ended up moving it with white bread. But we get the call from Meatball. Meatball's like, "Hey, you gotta give me the hat back now." Like in a really blind panic. And then this is where rumor number one starts, where apparently when Marinara came up to get the hat from, the other people involved, this is where the rumor that started with the sexual harassment came into play, where Marinara had to pay up $20 and show her tits to get the hat back.
And as fucked up as it sounds, I imagine that it went like with the rumor that it went was she showed her tits first, and they were like, "Oh no, you have to pay us now." Those were awful.
That's awful.
You have to pay us money now.
It is exactly what they
I mean, Faith, apparently everyone's seen Marinara's tits anyway, so yeah, I could see that going down like that.
Like, listen, baby, those ain't valued at that much. We're gonna need a little extra.
We're actually gonna need some money.
Need a little bit more. You wanna be a store, right? You want the hat back, correct?
Alright,
Off with the broad.
Skipping ahead a lot because all of the other details that are kind of in between there aren't really that important. They're going to come out in the Horse News article, so if you guys want to know about that, you need to read that because I ain't fucking feeling about talking about that shit. So we skip ahead a whole lot of hours to so this is after the hat's already been given back. It seems like everything is quieted down for the most part. So then we end up having a panel. Corp does this thing with another podcast, and they ended up getting accepted on a panel. But obviously, because Sheldon couldn't be there, he graciously asked me if I could join the panel, help him out. So I was like, "Yeah, fuck it, why not? I'll get really drunk. It'll be a good time." So that's when we realized that we're all, sitting up there setting up for the panel and stuff. And that's when the guy in the back of the room informs us that, "Hey, Queen Quake is going to be crashing our panel." And we're like, "Oh. Okay, cool, I guess, whatever." Well, we're like, "Yeah, that's fine." So panel starts, she comes in and crashes it, and it was supposed to be, the 4-year anniversary of your guys' podcast, Corp, or some shit like that?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So it was supposed to end up being like the 4-year anniversary of your podcast, but it turned out that because Queen Quake crashed it, and she was really fucking drunk too, it ended up just being kind of like a pseudo interview with her somehow, or some crap like that. So we ended up asking her like a whole bunch of cringy questions, and then the topic of Toon Critic's hat getting stolen got brought up. And so she starts going off, being like, "Oh, that Toon Critic, he doesn't deserve to be in black and red, only like true, like evil people do," and crap like that, because her costume was all in black and red. She's like, "Oh, fuck that shit, Toon Critic shouldn't be in black and red." And Toon Critic's panel is going on at the same time, the next panel room over from ours, so she gets really close to the mic and starts like being like, "Oh, Toon Critic," like trying to like mock him and shit like that.
Yeah.
And so like the rest of us kind of like joined in on that. And then by the time our panel finished, there were still 15 minutes left on Toon Critic's panel, and she was also scheduled to go crash that one. So we had the idea, hey, let's just crash it together because we're all going to be going there anyway. So she gets up, we follow her out. we all end up going into the other room. That's when Corp realizes, oh shit, because he ended up recording the panel. He was like, oh shit, I got all this shit in here, so he bails. A whole bunch of other people that were with us bailed too, and it just ends up being me and Box Monster, who were just chilling in Toon Critic's panel, just kind of listening at that point because we wanted to see what Queen Quake had to say. And this dumb fucking cunt, this stupid tranny ass bitch, does a complete 180 from when she was sitting on our panel and goes to sucking Toon Critic's motherfucking dick. Like, hard to the fucking core.
Was it supposed to be like some sort of villain team up or something with her in cartoons? Was that shtick she tried to play up or something?
I don't really know, because when we ended up going in there, we didn't know if that was just Toon Critic being Toon Critic or if he was doing the whole cartoons things. We didn't know at that point.
That's kind of the problem when your characters are the same.
It was a cartoons out of the Edge panel.
It was definitely like a wrestling type of thing where she turns heel. So there you go.
But yeah, so pretty much she does this whole 180, and that's at the point where Toon Critic, like, he wanted to stop though, because he was recording his own panel too. So he looks at his camera and he's like, yeah, stop recording this. This isn't going on YouTube. And then he starts going into the whole spiel about his hat, and that's when we ended up finding out the sexual harassment part, which was obviously a complete lie. Never had happened. Marinara came out and said publicly none of that shit ever happened, but that's when we had first heard about it. And then that's when we also realized, okay, there's something fishy going on with Queen Quake too. So we make nothing of it. We end up bouncing out of the panel room. We end up going up the corpse room, chilling there for a few hours and shit like that, just talking a whole bunch of bullshit and BS. And then that's when fucking Doggo or Diago. Dago, yeah, whatever the fuck you're calling him, Corp. Fuck yourself, by the way. Dago gets a call.
Just call him Fatty.
Yeah, fuck him, because I don't really care at this point. So I get a fucking call on my phone, right? And it's from this one dude who's chilling in my room. He's like, hey, you got to come down here now. You got to come down here now. And he just hangs up. I'm like, all right, fuck that shit. Call him back. And he's like, yeah, you got to come down here now. And we're like, why? Why am I going to leave Corp's room when we're having a good time? Oh, there's fucking, there's con staff and con security at your door. Shit. Get down to my room. 4 dudes waiting out there. One of them is the head of security. There's the other dude's a fucking medic for some reason. And then there's somebody else that we didn't know. And then there's hotel security there with them. So they're there and they're like, hey, we're here to confiscate your badge and so-and-so's badge. And they gave us no reason. Just no reason whatsoever. So it was like a whole bunch of shit going back and forth. Fine, whatever. We give up the badges. And this is when we find out that there's something more going on. It's not just about the hat anymore. Fast forward to next morning, we end up meeting with, I end up going down there and just meeting with con ops. And that's when they tell me, they still didn't have any solid information, but they told me as much as, okay, the reason why your badges got pulled was because there were racial things said at a panel, just like that. Not mentioning which panel, not mentioning who said the racial things, just that there were racial things said at a panel.
So they didn't even say the racial things were said by you?
No, they didn't say that they were said by me. They didn't say that they were said by the other guy whose badge was pulled or the other guy whose badge was pulled. Just that there were racial things said at a panel. It was left at that. I was thanked for being very cooperative with them. And, just going through all this bullshit with them. All right, so fine, bye. No, actually, after that, they told us, all right, well, what entails, it's probably going to be a 1-year ban of BabsCon, and then that'll be that. So I was just like, oh, really? All right, cool, whatever. We forget about it. So the day goes on, fast forward like a shit ton more hours. Myself and said other person end up going down to the fitness room, because at that point we were banned from the con, so we couldn't do any of the con activities, but I still paid for the hotel room, so we could do shit at the hotel. Yeah. So we were like, all right, fuck it, we're just gonna go downstairs and lift. So we're down there, we're lifting for a while, and then as we come out of the fitness center, because we had heard that the HCC picture was going on in the lobby, and we're like, oh, well, that's not a part of the con, that's, part of the hotel, we could be a part of that and, actually have a good time there. So as we're walking to the picture, just so happens we see Queen Quake just kind of like chilling there, standing on the side, not really know what she's fucking doing. And she recognizes the other dude And in this big omnipresent voice, it's just kind of like, you. And it makes a whole big scene about it, pulls us both off to the side, and it's like, hey, you guys shouldn't be here. You need to go make arrangements to get to another hotel. And we're just kind of like, say what? What are you talking about? Just like, yeah, you guys really shouldn't be here. Didn't you get the letter? There was no letter that was actually given to us. And then she was basically telling us, oh, well, the letter entails all the allegations made against you. Pretty much what Constaff is doing, they're trying to pursue legal actions, and she didn't want to see us leave in silver cuffs. So, in short, she told us they were going to arrest us if we didn't leave. So at that point, we're just kind of like, oh, well, fuck. So we end up going to find Jade, who is the head chair of the con. She finally sits down and gives us the one bit of information that we've been waiting for. It is that, and this is the biggest piece of bullshit out of the whole fucking con, is that the reason why our badge just got pulled, and the one and only allegation against us, was that we had forced a con staff member to say bad things about another con goer. Just like that. Yeah, which obviously we knew. It was that we had forced Queen Quake to say bad things about Toon Critic.
No, that's retarded. One, like, because we've talked about this before. First of all, that's not something you can be arrested for. Second of all, this person's a grown adult who's meant to be the villain character at that. If a grown adult does something because another adult says to do something, they're still completely liable for that. And when your company has an employee that does something, like if McDonald's has an employee where a customer comes in and says, hey dude, wouldn't it be funny if you spit in that guy's food? And the McDonald's employee goes like, saw dude, that would be hilarious.
And then actually does it.
That's not, McDonald's can't go around and say, well, you know what, we're actually suing this customer because he gave the idea to this employee. No, McDonald's is going to take responsibility for that employee, and it's probably going to catch a case because of it. So for BabsCon to be like, no, you know what, our employee, who's a legal adult, simply couldn't handle making their own decisions. One that shows incompetence on your part for hiring said person and your moderation of the staff. That just shows that you shouldn't be doing a con.
What's further bullshit is that they kept getting different reasons for why they were banned.
Yeah.
They were searching for a reason that they could have that would stick.
And this was on the last day when we got told that reason.
So, I'm pretty sure I knew. I mean, I feel like, I don't know this, but I feel like what could have happened is that Toon Critic really wanted them banned. He was pissed off about his hat. And he obviously made this little lie up that Queen Quake believed wholeheartedly. I'm sure Toon like pressured her, like, you've got to go and, talk to your superiors and do something about these people.
Which, by the way, hold on, let's mention, Queen Quake was also a part of staff. She was like executive staff member or some shit like that. So, I'm just going to put that out there because that kind of ties into the rest of the story. But keep going, Corp.
Yeah, so I don't have any proof of that, and I don't even allege that in the article. But that's what I feel like could have happened. And because it's the only thing that makes sense that you'd go from, you said racist things, or no, someone said racist things at a panel, not necessarily you.
Just someone.
To, actually it goes from nothing, we don't have a reason, to racist things at a panel, to coercing one of our staff members to say bad shit about a congoer.
Exactly.
Like, what kind of security office has that type of... And if you ask staff, like, I've been asking Jade myself, and I think Fatty has asked too. So, what the hell happened there? Like, what is the real reason? Even to this day, they will not on the record. Oh, did they tell you?
I asked Jade, and she said that it was because, hold up.
So wait, so while you find
out, were you guys the ones that, were you guys the one that came into Flare on Saturday or Sunday? If not, it was due to the shit at Toon Critic's panel, or however you spell his name. And then apparently they got other reports over the weekend, but apparently going into his panel with Queen Quake broke harassment policy or something like that.
Wait, did they really say however you spell his name though?
Yeah.
That's kind of hilarious. the guest of honor doesn't even notice.
How would going into his panel break harassment policy? And
I don't know. Like, because again, all we did was we went in there with Queen Quake, and then.
Did anybody tell you over the weekend, like?
Here.
Wait, Theo. Let me ask my question. Did anybody over the weekend from the con say, like, approach you before this happened and say, "Listen, you have to stay away from Toon Critic"?
No.
Okay.
But so anyway,
going into his panel, because Theo, I have on camera you in his panel. Do you know how long you were in the panel room?
Like 10 seconds.
You were in there for about 30 or 45 seconds. Do you know what you said in the panel room?
Yeah, dab.
Okay, so none of that is harassing.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I said, makes sense, lol. I walked in, said yeah, dabbed, and left. Fatty and Box just chilled in there. And then Haybuck's like, okay, I got a video incoming, but that's much different from the report I have. It's distinctly possible that yours was...
Video.
Yeah, and then it was distinctly possible yours was an instant of guilt by association. I was like, And then I asked if I was allowed to come back next year, and then Haybuck was like, yeah, as far as I'm concerned, but it'll have to go up to the board though. Then they're like, yeah, and then they'll send you an email. I was like, okay, thanks.
But that's still retarded, because the thing is, they still took your badge, and then they're saying, like, it could be completely possible that this was just guilt by association. No, you took someone's badge for something that they spent up to, like, however much money to go get a hotel room for their con ticket. They took off work. And then you're going to ban them, like, for guilt by association. You don't even have solid proof that anything happened, and you expect to be taken seriously?
No, Fates, so hold on. So it gets better. So, because I was I actually sponsored the con, so I actually ended up buying a Canterlot badge. What that entails is I obviously paid more money for my badge just so I could give them, for what they do and what they're doing. So when Jade found out about this, she was like, holy shit, I didn't realize we were banning a sponsor. Can I at least reimburse you the money back? The difference between a regular con badge and a sponsor badge. And I was, I took it in stride. I was just like, no, don't worry about it. Yeah, I would just feel wrong taking money back from the con when I'm, obviously trying to give money to the con and shit like that. But I just found it super ironic how I was like, as soon as they found out I was a sponsor, she went from just kind of being like, with me to basically sucking my dick at that point.
You should have taken money back, honestly.
I mean, I should have, but I'm still trying to play it up a bit. So it's like, I didn't want to be like, oh yeah, give me my fucking money, bitch.
Like the treatment of this, I mean.
So what I don't get is how, at the end of our panel, because we walked into the next panel room, is why we got banned. Just think about that though. Like, our panel ended a good 15 minutes before Toon Critic's panel, and we were genuinely interested in what was going on in this panel. So because of our interest, and because we walked in with Queen Quake, we ended up getting banned. That's literally what it comes down to, if you look at it in fucking hindsight.
Yeah, and it's a public panel. You weren't told not to go, and you're still getting banned for this. That's complete BS.
And
no. Wait, so hold on. So what I will say, it was an 18. Was it an 18 plus panel, his or no?
Yes, both of them were.
Yeah, so we had to show our IDs. So we did have to do that, but we did that before we went into the panel room.
Yeah, so you showed your IDs when you came into the hallway.
Yeah, so it's kind of like,
because they were both 18 plus rooms. I remember showing my ID to the person in the hallway entrance.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they asked Box to take off his box, and I shielded his face from everybody else.
Oh, wait, did they actually do that?
Yeah. He said it was his religion that he cannot remove his box in front of the unclean.
But anyway, I shielded the view of his face from everybody else there.
From the other spaghetti that was there. But yeah, so that's what leads though to that we end up getting banned because we forced a con staff member to say bad things about another one.
Supposedly.
Yeah.
Which we didn't. I have this video. I'm gonna fix up the audio and just.
Can we mention what a certain staff member had said that they had wanted to do?
What do you mean?
Oh,
you mean
yeah.
After the matter.
So
Or-
yeah. So where are we at now? You're okay. So
we're
ban
banned.
occurs.
We're banned. We figured out what was going on finally, and now we're up to a point where pretty much you end up talking and shit like that, because this is where like the actual people that were involved's knowledge pretty much ends, and then Corp is a genius for being in a whole bunch of other groups and just knowing stuff.
Well, on Monday, while I was packing up the hotel room, I decided to seek out Marinara and speak to her to get her side of the story. She'd been busy all con because she was also con staff, and she was doing a lot for the convention. But at Monday, the convention was over. She had some downtime, so she came over and graciously gave me some time, and she gave me her side of the story, which is basically that involves her boyfriend being threatened by Toon Critic that his badge would be pulled somehow. I was like, why did you believe him? He's nobody. He can't pull your badge with magic. She was like, oh, I was just scared. Okay. And then she said that that Toon Critic, that she decided to broker an agreement to get the hat back, thinking this way nobody would lose their badge and everyone could be happy. When she returned the hat, she went down by herself, so nobody knew what she said to him. But we observed it from a room upstairs, so we saw it go down. And when she returned the hat, apparently there was a lot of discussion between them. And she told me that at that time he was trying to get her to go into security with him and tell them where, who took the hat, give them names so that they could be fucked with. She refused. She said, no, my whole purpose here was nobody gets fucked. This is about getting everyone happy and no one gets fucked. So she said no, and she walked away. But then Toon Critic went into security by himself.
Yeah, we did observe that.
Yeah, we saw him do that. And we did see her walk away. So the next issue that was sort of cleared up by her, let me think.
Well, sexual harassment thing for one.
Yeah, sexual harassment thing, obviously. She said, no, that did not happen. None of that at all. It did not happen at all. And she was pretty pissed off, actually, because apparently Dusty Cat, all day Sunday and Monday, was going around telling everyone, oh my God, did you hear what happened to Marinara? She was sexually harassed because of Toon Critic's hat, and she was forced to show her tits. Which wasn't true, but Dusty's repeating this to everyone he meets.
Wait, Dusty Cat?
Yeah, Dusty Cat. Yeah, the manliest brony.
Oh yeah, that little cuck with a dying channel that shouldn't have. I don't even know why people like him. It's not entertaining, boring. Probably shouldn't have even got the few subscribers that he have. I mean, honestly, his channel is dead. I do every month. Just to put it in perspective, what I grow a month is what his entire channel has.
Salt.
So, I mean, that's starting drama.
Salt.
There is no chill there. Holy
He just wants attention, man. That's all he wants.
Okay, let me continue then. Okay, so all this shit, and she was pretty pissed off that the rumor was still alive and living well, and it had changed from show us your titties to actual sexual harassment that could be the police could be called.
Yeah, that could be an actual charge.
I'm gonna bite this. I'm just gonna make it clear because I don't want this drama. But I'm going to just have to post publicly that, hey, this wasn't true at all. So she did. First of all, she sent it to the Horse News Twitter account. I think she wanted to keep it under the radar, but she must have realized that wasn't going to work because a couple hours later, it popped up on her public Twitter. I didn't even know she was doing that,
Yeah.
But apparently it must have been
I was texting her, not texting, I was talking to her on Discord at the time, and then she linked that while we were talking.
Yeah, so so she totally denied those allegations. They were not true. And later on that day, I also spoke with some other con staff and was basically told at the time the reason why they were kicked was because of the whole forcing, basically what Fatty said, coercing a staff member to say bad things about a guest. But they said the racist thing earlier in the day and the sexual harassment both played a part in it. But the straw that broke the camel's back, so to speak, was that last piece. Actually, a few con staff members just sort of confirmed this. So I'm pretty sure it's true. But none of them want to go on record because apparently they can't talk about any of this for some reason. I still don't know who they're protecting, really, because there were no victims or anything.
I want to say maybe it's coming down from Sonia or someone like that, just being
But,
like, hey,
usually with a gag order like that, it's because you're trying to protect a victim or you think that something else is going to be...
It literally protects nobody because at that point,
No.
Toon Critic already had his hat back and that was the only thing he was salty about. So all the other shit didn't really involve Toon Critic.
No, it didn't. Not at all. The only person they could be trying to protect is Queen Quake, but I mean, we all know
we all know
she's the one.
We all know she's a dumb bitch.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
That has been confirmed, yeah. Or privately confirmed off the record, yeah.
I just want to say this, like, to the people who are involved with the stealing of the hat, like, it was fun, like, as like a prank and everything, like, it was cool as an idea, but you shouldn't have done it in the first place, and that was kind of fucked up. Like, this shit spiraled out of control as a result of, like, you guys, like, trying to do, like, what was basically a harmless prank, but it was a harmless prank done to somebody who's obviously, like, autistic and retarded. So you shouldn't have done that in the first place.
But first, you have to put it into perspective. We could have, the hat could have been stolen, and it could have stayed stolen, and nobody would have found out, and that could have been that. There was
Can I make it clear
Okay,
too
you can
that
say
in
that
all
all
of
you
my
want to.
in all of my discussions with con staff, the theft of the hat played zero role in
Yeah.
any of this. Like
When
what I just said,
Jade talked
it was
about-
racism, sexual harassment, and the harassing of the
But
staff.
okay, so
Those are the
but
three.
isn't the stolen hat like what got the ball rolling on all this?
Well, sure, one could say that inviting Toon Critic as a community guest also got the ball rolling because Sonia, the chair of the board that runs the con, said if she had known about Toon Critic and his history, specifically with regards to Minty Roots, he would not have been accepted as a community guest. But she simply didn't know.
Yeah, that's the thing. They never knew that. They never knew that Toon Critic had taken Minty Root's plush and rubbed it against its genitalia at one point.
It just really seems to me like the stealing of the hat is what like got the ball rolling for all this drama. So
Yes,
I mean,
You could
if
pick
you wanna
any
say-
point in time.
Yeah, theft. Okay, sure, theft or something like that is wrong. Toon Critic stole Minty Root's thing. That doesn't make it right to do anything to him. It was insanely funny. I mean, yeah, op delivered. Op pays the price, but the price isn't to do with that actual action.
Those
What's
two
being
guys-
charged is some really dumb stuff.
And a lot of the con staff members apparently also were getting quite a kick out of this privately.
They like
I'll
they
also
wanted.
say like
the con members, I was getting a kick out of it. Like, those two guys are fucking legends.
I just want to say like notwithstanding what I said, like I'm not going back to BabsCon next year because like two of my friends were banned, or actually 3 of my friends were banned, and that's fucked up. And I'm done. I'm done with that fucking con.
And then we had a friend that was banned from the country again.
Okay,
Yeah.
well,
Well, that's
I'm
of its
still in my
own-
story. I'm
That's
still
of
in
his
the
own
story.
doing.
Yeah,
So later on in the day, I'm having lunch with a couple holdouts because I have a really late flight. And I'm looking at Discord and I see that Sonia has posted somewhere in a public Discord that basically she is going, let me get the exact quote.
Oh yeah, how she was gonna try and get us or get the people
Okay.
involved blackballed.
She said, "No, it's not a stupid hat." Because someone said, "Why is he being banned over? Why are these people being banned over a stupid hat?" She's like, "No, it's not the stupid hat. There's a lot more to this. Most notably, there was harassment of our own staff members. But again, there was more. Let me put it this way: if these guys blackballed from every pony con on Earth, they'll fucking deserve it. Jade wants blood. A lot of us agree."
but
She
clearly
says,
Jade
"There's
doesn't
a lot we're
want
still
blood.
sorting out, but make no mistake, other pony cons will be told." So she's basically in this open Discord. Well, not it's pretty much a public Discord server threatening something she can't do legitimately. But I mean, we all know you could be shadow banned from all cons easily.
Well, yeah, obviously something that she's going to try and pursue, try and be like, hey, such and such, or, these people are bad, don't let them into your con, stuff like that. Just to be
That'd be pretty hard to shadow ban, though. That'd be pretty obvious when you go to register for a con.
No,
and they
not really,
reject...
because it's... what they do is they just reject them, because they make you register with your actual names, so they just reject your names, and that's it, and that's that. Then you can't go to their cons.
Yeah, why don't you just register with a fake name?
Because you need ID
sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
So unless you're bringing a fake ID, which is always a bad idea.
Well, you could just not go to any 18+ panels.
No, it's not even that. You can't register to the con. You can't actually get a badge without an ID.
That's pretty.
So if you can't get a badge, then you can't go to any con events. Then it's like, all right, you just rented out a hotel room, bought a flight somewhere, and are staying at a place where you're not welcome or invited. Yeah, that's where it becomes dumb.
So,
I mean, there's only really 1 or 2 cons that this would ever affect those people for, but that's still a lot of money.
So these allegations apparently are built on what appear to be complete falsehoods and exaggerations, probably built up by Toon Critic, because he's salty, are causing this situation, and nobody involved at the con will talk about it. So you can't gainsay them. You can't say, you're actually wrong about this because I have evidence, because they ignore you. Yeah. Sonia ignored my response. She didn't want to hear it.
Yeah, literally.
Jade is listening, but Jade is not really in charge anymore. Jade is.
Let's just put this out there. Come Monday, Jade is no longer going to be a con chair. She's put that out there openly. So it's like, at that point, she has no power, no more say. So the only piece of legitimate evidence, which is the video, it could be completely overlooked just because Sonia's a dumb bitch and a fucking cuck and
she's prejudged it. She's already decided you're guilty.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's
but
why
this is what con chairs do, man. They get their ego just gets inflated.
By the way,
this small amount of power.
No, so get this though. So by the way, though, Faith, 1 out of those 3 people are legitimately innocent in all of this happening.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, with all the charges that you're giving, they're completely innocent.
Well,
the charges that are formally being levied against you, everyone, from my knowledge, and the situation that we're involved are 100% innocent of anything that's been levied against them. This is one giant power trip that's going on by people who are completely insignificant in every regard.
Definitely.
Getting all in their feelings, about this. I've seen people who get their chain snatched react in a less crybaby fashion.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, in all honesty, apparently the goggles on Toon Critic's hat are worth like $400 or some shit like that because they were fan made and like custom made and some.
Why is he spending $400?
Why would he do that? Why would he bring?
I don't know. I heard that from somebody, and when I looked at it, and I was like, I saw the hat in person. It doesn't really look that expensive.
I don't think so. One, if he is spending that much on goggles, when I find the exact goggles Toon Critic has for like $4.
It's not that he spent the money on it. It was given to him by one of his fans.
They're lying about.
So the value is unknown, but apparently, from what a lot of people are saying, it's like valued to be like $400 plus or some shit like that. Like the goggles, not the hat. The hat is just a stupid fucking red velvet top hat that you could get at like any thrift store anywhere.
No, not even close. I guarantee it. Like, I'm looking at the goggles right now. They're just red goggles.
Right? There's no fucking way. It's like
I see fancier goggles for $4. Like, there's no way that they're even close to 400.
And red goggles?
Yeah,
I thought they were gold.
No, they're red.
No, hold on. I got a picture.
I'm looking at them on the hat right now. In these photos, they look red.
You might be looking at a fan photo.
No, that's Toon Critic. I can recognize.
They're brass. They look like they're brass.
Yeah, they're brass, Faith. Because I got a picture right here. They're brass
maybe
goggles.
It's the room. It looks at most like orange. It really blends into the hat itself.
Well, hold on. What picture are you looking at? Because I'll post the one that I have in our what group would I have to post that? in?
Podcast.
Here,
Podcast.
I've got one in here.
Oh yeah. There you go.
As you can see, those are clearly brass goggles.
Yeah.
Can I put that on stream?
No.
Okay.
Please.
No, don't.
I won't. But this is the.
Actually, delete that because
It'll be up soon.
Yeah, there you
This
go.
is the pictures that I found. Like they look pretty red, at least the front.
Oh yeah, I guess in that light they kind of do look a little red.
Oh,
But
those
yeah,
are different. Those are different pair of goggles.
Are they? Well, I mean, I'm
Yeah, those
seeing
aren't
one
the
that looks brass here, and they're like $6, $3 on eBay. These glasses are not $400. That would be some Gucci or Versace type.
We know Toon is not reluctant to lie about stuff.
Yeah,
to help his
100%.
case. So I wouldn't be surprised.
You know
if
why
they were
he
$5
probably
goggles.
why they probably chose that number, because the theft over a certain amount carries actual.
Did you see in the lower left panel of this picture you posted though, Faith? You know who he's posing with?
Who?
Draw ponies.
Oh, well, that makes.
Those goggles don't look anywhere near $400.
Oh, yeah, I see. He's just getting a bunch of selfies with people who are infinitely more successful than him, and that's even in this fandom, so that's pretty sad.
I only recognized Draw ponies.
I'm pretty sure that's Little Shy, and I only know that because his shirt says Ding.
Oh.
Oh, maybe it is. Yeah. I don't know. I've never seen.
Yeah,
Little
you're right.
Shy
That
IRL.
is Little Shy. Yeah.
Yeah, Little Shy looks, I don't know. He looks weird. He looks both young and middle-aged at the same time. I don't know how he pulls it off. I don't know how old he actually is either.
It's probably like some fucking old ass dude that lives in his mom's basement. Oh wait, no, that's somebody else we know.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
Alright, so are we gonna go ahead and wrap this up? We're at the hour
Now let's
mark.
wrap this up, guys.
Yeah, we're at the
Yeah.
hour mark. Anything fun? Can we end it on a more fun note? Anything fun?
Oh! I know something fun. So,
Alright.
at the con, so let me tell you the story of Operation Dankin' Donuts.
Oh my
So-
god.
So it was me, Babs Plug, Space Raver, and originally Stormy. So we're walking down, we go to the elevator, Stormy fucks off, and immediately fucking Rar's memeing comes out of the elevator. It's just like, what's up, guys? So then it's just us four. We get into the car, and then on our way to Dunkin' Donuts, Rar gets a call from Box, being like, where you at? And then Rar's like, getting donuts. It's like, get us some. I'm just like, I'll pay for the PFC donuts. Fucking two dozen for the PFC, 2 dozen for the MLP party. So we get to Dunkin' Donuts and we're just like, you know what? I'm getting 8 dozen donuts. I'm gonna buy 8 dozen donuts for you guys.
Isn't it literally buy?
So
fucking dozen
we're waiting and
donuts.
shit. We're waiting, and then finally, I'm in my wizard costume the entire time, and I get hugs from little Mexican children left and right. So then finally we get to the front. And then we just the dude, and I'm just like pointing, get us some of those, give me some of those, the last of those, I want some of those, give me all of those. And then we do that until we fill up 8 boxes. And then
Nice.
and then finally the dude's like, so what are you guys from? Oh, we're from a fucking My Little Pony convention doing a My Little Pony party, and one of us here is drunk as fuck. So then he's like, so you guys smoke weed? And we're just like, hell yeah! And he's like, all right, meet me outside. So then we meet him outside, and we score like a big bag of weed and stuff. But then, as we're doing that, like fucking a really tall, skinny bitch and this really fat bitch walk out of the sandwich shop next door. They look like the fucking number 10. Like, they call the cops on us. So then what we do is we instantly fucking book it out of there with our 96 donuts and our big bag of weed. And that's the story of Operation Dankin' Donuts.
Nice.
That
Also-
is a good story to end on.
That's a good note.
Did you-
Also, the whole con was Weedle out. Just saying.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Everyone was crossfaded left and right.
It
I
makes
don't
you
remember
wonder
most.
why
yeah.
someone would try to sneak in drunks into the con when there's already a bunch there. It's weird. Weird.
Yeah,
It must be a
it's-
special kind of stupid to do that cross country lines. But
I mean, he is Canadian.
but yeah, guys, so it's been fun. As always, we'll be doing these on Fridays, 9 or 9:30. It just depends on how lazy we're being. You know, we actually forgot about the podcast, except for Fatty, who reminded us all. I completely forgot. I was not going to do a podcast.
Ignoring the fact that I'm the one who reminded everyone. Nice.
Oh, okay. I guess it was Corp. I only saw
See,
Fatty's message.
you see, this is what happened, Faith. Corp put it in there, I saw it, and I took the liberty to mention everyone. So fuck you, Corp.
I didn't know that we started doing this on Saturday or Friday all of a sudden. I thought we just do it every Saturday.
Yeah.
and
Remember,
that's
I
because-
kept on saying in the end of
Yeah.
the podcast for like the last 3 weeks, because the episodes are on Saturdays, and I don't know if I'll have time always, you know, because we do it at 9:30. I have so much stuff to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So fuck you guys. This is the end of this podcast. Fuck that shit. It's been a wonderful Babs drama-filled podcast. But yeah.
we'll
fuck
see
that.
you guys next time.
Bye, nibbers.